1-1 on the Winfield decider in the State of Origin. Queensland kick off. They'll be running from left to right, and Sigsworth in possession for the New South Wales team. Runs into a pretty hefty tackle. The referee, Mr. Don Wilson of Queensland, appeared to me, Barry Ross, to be laying down the law to both the captains before the game.
Yes, he did. He had something to speak to both teams in the dressing room before the game. He's a referee that Australian fans do know. He refereed the first test here last year against France in Brisbane.
Queensland inside the 5. Now, what about the weather conditions down there?
Well, there is a wind from the south. New South Wales have won the toss and they've taken advantage of that wind. But of course here, Rex, at the Sydney Cricket Ground, with the wind tunnel effects the stands make, you can't always count on that wind for goal kicking. But it is in New South Wales' favour.
Well, the ground looks rather hard to me. It's a little bit cut up in the centre. The grass is very short. It's a very fast ground, I would say. Perhaps dew might be a consideration as the night progresses. Might make the ball a little bit slippery. That kick takes play up to inside the Queensland half. Fay, first touch. He's running with a lot of enthusiasm. Krilich, Mortimer, Aleph, back to Mortimer. On the inside there to Les Boyd. 10 yards inside Queensland's half. Mortimer. Royce Aleph. Literally like a bull at a gate there. Krilich, Mortimer, a little chip over the top. That's going to go straight to Brennan. Takes it well. And he's decked straight away, legally. Just on his quarter. Hancock. Swinging right arm there. Penalty to Queensland. Punches thrown. A little bit of a melee taking place here. Both sets of forwards come charging in. Ray Price has got a Queenslander by the back, pulling him out of it. And he gets Rod Morris. A little bit of common sense prevailed from a number of players on that occasion. They were more interested in stopping it than going on with it. Let's have a look at the replay of that little bit of a flurry, nothing dramatic. Aleph and Krilich being spoken to. This is the way it happened. There was a little bit of unnecessary violence there in the start. Rowan Hancock resented it, and I don't blame him. And he dealt out a couple of pretty useful punches on that occasion too. Krilich comes up with the ball. Oh, there again a bad pass, but offside. A good decision by the referee. And that's the second occasion New South Wales have lost the ball on the first tackle. Just a little bit of panic, a little bit of urgency to get rid of that ball. They just settle the play down a little bit. Mark Murray, little step, he's got himself into the clear. There should be a try. It will be. Rowan Hancock underneath the post or beside them. And a great run from Murray. Got himself into a situation with 2-on-1. He drew the fullback, unloaded the pass, and Hancock had the pace to make the sprint. See it again. Dowling's pass out there. There was Carr. There was the little step. Les Boyd, I think, left for dead on that occasion. Murray timed his pass well to Hancock. Duke came in from the wing and made a good inroad too, but couldn't get there in time from head on. Now watch Les Boyd go up and get spread-eagled here. Well, that was a bad bit of football. Rowan Hancock showing the way to the try line. Meninga. No doubt about that. So after 11 minutes play, Queensland go to a 5-0 lead over New South Wales at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Mortimer, Kenny, Cronin. And that takes a bit of doing. 6 to go. The ball touched in that tackle. No, lost possession. And Cronin, you don't see dispossessed of the ball too often. 5 points to 0. Queensland. 10 minutes to half-time. Rebow and Duke coming together. Let's see that little bit of action again. We've got a touch judge in on it. There's Rebow. Izzard's there. A little bit of a right hand from Duke. And another one. The touch judge having had his say, the referee now pointing the finger. I can remember a school teacher doing that to me about 35 years ago. Penalty to Queensland. Chance for Meninga. This is going to be a kick from out on the quarter line. And he's about 11 yards in from the sideline on the hillside.
Been kicking well, Meninga. He scored 5 goals from 6 attempts 3 weeks ago in Brisbane in the first interstate match. Last Sunday in Brisbane for his club South, 4 out of 6 and a try for 11 points. So quite a good kicker, Mal Meninga.
Right, well, his statistics overall on the kick are 45 from 71, which is a very good success rate of 63.4%. And should he kick this with 8 minutes to go to half time, a 7 points to 0 lead is a vast difference to a 5 points to 0 lead in terms of rugby league. Crowd are indicating they don't want him to kick it. That's unsuccessful. 5-0 still. Mortimer. Liz Boyd throws it to no one. Merlot's got it. Steve Mortimer. Aleph managed to flop a pass back inside to Steve Mortimer. The little fella screams away. Out there to Merlot. Out to Kenny. Kenny away to Cronin. Cronin out to Duke. Duke's going to get there. Yes, it's a try to Duke. It's a try. The referee a little bit dramatic with his posturing there. I thought he was overruling the touch judge for a minute, but that's a try to Duke, and some classy football involved in that. See it again. All came from an Aleph unloading of the pass there. That was it. That's what the game of rugby league is all about. Not being tackled with the ball. Merlot out to Kenny, to Cronin, and out to Duke. Juggled it. And to his credit, got it down rather shakily one-handed. See it again from head on. Now this is the situation that gave the try, the Aleph unloading of the pass. Now good work there, just chain passing. There was always a try on so long as everybody caught it and gave it correctly. Izzard dropped out, left Duke. Now watch him put it down. Did he get it down correctly is what I'm interested in. Appeared to bounced it, perhaps it bounced up hard after he hit it down into the ground, but the referee was satisfied. Now Cronin is left with a difficult kick with 2 minutes to go to get them on level terms. Cronin's kick is just away by about 2 yards to the left, so the score now remains Queensland 5, New South Wales 3. Kick-off. Time just about up, about a minute to go. Ray Price. Coach McKinnon. He's done fairly well, McKinnon. Aleph too has done well. He's looked to unload the ball whenever he can. There's the hooter in the background. New South Wales in possession. Mortimer. And that's the end of the section with Liz Boyd taking the tackle. So at the half-time break, Queensland have assumed a lead of 5 points to 3. One try has been scored by Rowan Hancock, who subsequently was replaced by Paul Vaughton. That try midway through, and 1 goal to Mal Meninga, and that's 1 from 2 for him. So 5 points to them. For the New South Wales side, their sole try came only a couple of minutes ago. It was scored by Philip Duke, and Mick Cronin was unsuccessful with the attempted goal. The New South Wales have won the scrums 8-2. The penalties, however, have gone to Queensland 8-4. The error situation, most interesting, that is 13-8. And New South Wales have got the discouraging figure of 13, because that's the number of times they've given the ball back to their opponents. And away they go after a pretty long second half, and the score again, let me remind you, is Queensland 5, New South Wales 3. And Barry's been in the dressing rooms. What's the story?
Well, Frank Stanton, concerned obviously with that high error count in New South Wales, is just coughing up possession. He spent a lot of time saying, settle down, we're not getting a chance to get our pattern of play going. And in fact, he asked me what the error count, Channel 7's error count was. Obviously, that's going to be primary on Max Grillich's mind. He's going to try and settle the team down. They're not going to try and do anything too fancy to start with.
All right, and I believe it's official now that Rowan Hancock has got a fractured cheekbone.
Yes, well, I didn't get a chance to speak to Arthur Beetson. He only stayed in there apparently a short time when I got over there, which was after I'd been in the New South Wales room. He had left to go upstairs again, and I was talking to the Australian Rugby League doctor, Bill Monaghan, and at this stage they think it is a broken cheekbone for Hancock, but of course only x-rays can tell those things.
Well, I think we've got it officially now up here in the box that he has got a depressed fracture of the cheekbone, so that's unfortunate. I know they're not very pleasant. I've had them in both cheekbones myself. Well, Sigsworth trying to stop that with his foot, and it failed to make contact. New South Wales got a lot of work to do to redeem themselves. Score's not very far apart, but they've looked a very ordinary group of footballers. I don't think that's being too critical. Grillich, Mortimer, Aleph, Kenny. Grillich, Mortimer, big McKinnon, big shoulder of his into the opposition. I'd like to see him get to his feet a little bit quicker. There's Liz Boyd right up the middle, looking for support. Oh, gave it straight to a Queensland player. And now it's on to Mitch Bennett. Well, I just don't believe some of the things I've seen here tonight. As if he was playing in the same side. Beautiful break, then unloaded it straight to the opposition. Vaughton up the blind side, pushes Duke half off and makes a good inroad. Not out. Rebo. Khan did well to pull that in. Dowling's at dummy half. Murray, Lewis, Gene Miles scored that good try in the last match. Off a Dowling pass, as I recollect. Meninga halfway through the gap, gave a pass, but too hard. That was very, very close. Meninga got himself through the gap, but the pass to Carr was much too hard. Let's have a look at the Dowling stat. He's the most successful hooker in Sydney at the moment. That's his scrum stat. 182 from 316, 57. .6, but Krillich has come up with that one. 9-2 the scrums. Well, Fox, there's a penalty. Found to get away from a tackle player. Ray Price against Carr. Always see players in similar positions in opposition teams always can pull out a little bit of extra when they tackle their opposite number. Mick Cronin. Well, that's an ordinary kick. Has that breeze freshened up at all in the second half, Barry? Barry Ross. Lost him. McKinnon. A little bit of a punch went in there from Khan. I doubt that had hurt McKinnon.
I'm sorry, Rex. I'm here with Mick Patterson. We were just arranging some seating when you called me then.
Right, the breeze. Has it come up in the second half?
No, not too much at all. It's very stable, actually, and not affecting play very much at all, I wouldn't think.
I don't know that I've seen a New South Wales side look so inept with the ball. They look all right in defence. In possession, they look totally inept. Fay just put down a pass there that a J-grade footballer would not have.
Yes, well, Ernie Hamilton, the chairman of selectors for New South Wales and Australia, he came down to the dressing room at half-time, and as the players went on the field, he had something to say to Max Coolidge. Fire them up, Max, stop the mistake rate and so on. He was very concerned about it. In fact, he pointed out that the way they were going, there'd be more Queenslanders in the test side than New South Wales players.
Well, they've started very badly because their half-time error count was 13-8. They've committed another 2 in the opening 5 minutes of this half. Long pass out to Lewis. He's picked off nicely, though, right round the boots. Steve Mortimer was the man. Khan. Long floating pass out to Vaughton. Vaughton to Brennan. Got a pass away. It's on the ground. Picked up by Duke. Knocked on by Duke. Good God. What do they use? What do they got? Glycerine or something on the ball? I don't believe this handling. Coolidge being called over and spoken to. Touch judge's report. Boyd now being spoken to. I think he said something like, well, I can't say that. The referee likes to point the finger. A little bit schoolmasterish, but the penalty's gone to Queensland. I don't know what that was for. It was on a touch judge's report, and it's obviously a transgression that Les Boyd had committed at some stage. Let's see if we can find it. A little bit of a hack there. It was a pointless little thing. Well, hello. We've got the New South Wales crowd doing the Queensland chant. I haven't heard that down here before. Murray picked off by Mortimer. Delightful tackle right round the boots. 5-3 that score. Time ticking away for New South Wales. Meninga. Miles. Izzard the tackler. Brennan. Meninga. He's not getting any of those long runs tonight. New South Wales determined that they'll contain the big fella. Murray. Lewis kicks for position. It's gone straight downfield. I don't know that he intended to go there. Sigsworth feels it in the in goal. Oh, and he's taken beautifully and stopped in his tracks by McCabe. Loses the ball. It's a try. Lewis. Well, that's the luck of the draw. And it's a terrifying bit of football from a New South Wales point of view. See the action again. McCabe was the tackler on Sigsworth. Here's Siggy in his own in goal. Back to the MA Noble stand. Tackled, tries to force himself away, throws a one-handed pass to Duke. Duke drops the ball, and there's the try. And that is an awful blunder. That won't do either of those lads any good in the long term, let me tell you. Sigsworth. To pass the ball like that and you're in goal is, well, just not on. And Duke didn't make himself look very adroit in that situation, and full marks to Lewis to get there in time. That is a terrifying blunder. Third attempt for Mal Meninga. This is directly in front. He should kick this right up into the Bradman stand. Nice and easy. And easy as it takes. New South Wales 3, Queensland 10. Boyd, Mortimer, Cronin. And there's the ball being stolen, and the referee says that he'd called tackle and the penalty, and he's walked them 10 yards for dissent. And he's talking to Dowling as the main dissenter. I think this fella must keep, he must be on point duty somewhere in Auckland.
He comes from Wellington. It's that big line across his chest that may be doing it, Rex. Actually, that's the sponsorship of the New Zealand Rugby League Referees Association. It's a brewery in New Zealand, Lion Brewery.
I am familiar with Lion beer. The halfway mark in the second half. Cronin coming up with his second attempt at goal. 81 from 118, success rate of 68.6 this season. Very, very good goal kicker, this man. Oh. I've given him the big black mock. That's what I've done.
Doesn't that always happen?
Oh, my heavens. Very consistent goal kicker, and he hits it to square leg.
There must be some sort of virus out there, Rex. That's the only way I can explain it. Even Mick Cronin making mistakes like that.
Throwing passes that get intercepted, kicking balls like that. Meninga, 15 yards. Out from his line. Murray, little halfback who's had a pretty useful game. I'm just trying to cogitate about who's done well enough to win an award. And that's the 6. Let's see this again. Just see it again. 5 minutes in the sin bin for Lewis, but see it again. I think he may have been trodden on very slightly there by Aleph, and I don't think throwing a football at a footballer is worthy of a 5 minute in the sin bin. I think he got, I shall say, accidentally trodden on by Aleph as he got to his feet. That to me is an infantile sending off. Cronin from midfield. Gets one on line. The crowd applaud with relief. The referee jumps to attention. It's Kenny. Sigsworth. Getting a little bit of momentum up now. Aleph. Got it away to Boyd. Boyd belting his way towards the line. About 2 yards out. That was good defence. Dowling probing like a mole there. Morris running offside. Doesn't make much difference there. Well, look at Rebo on the left here. He's directly in line. He was so far offside. Boyd. Boyd. A yard and a half away. Price. He's over the line but can't get it down. He's no try. Held up, scrum it down. Very spectacular. Can we see that from head on quickly? Well, there's a little question that he failed to get it down. All right, from the ensuing scrum, Queensland have come up with the ball. We've got a 5 minute to go situation. We've got 10 points to 5. Queensland leading and doing it pretty well. Paul Kahn. Rebo. Aleph. Got him by the jersey. There's the error situation. Horrifying, isn't it? 37 errors. New South Wales, 21 of those. There's Vaughton powering his way up the middle of the ruck. Dowling, Murray, Lewis. Brennan cuts out a man. Back inside to Brennan. Picks it up on the half volley. About 4 minutes to go. Unofficial time. Lewis. Little Murray scurrying away with a good run. Out to Rebo. Inside. Gets a pass away on the ground. Who's got it now? Queensland. Still their ball. Dowling. Belted to the ground. 6 to go. Duke was the tackler. Rebo. Dowling. Miles. Morris. Oh, top tackle there. Ray Price again. Vaughton. Playing it very well, Queensland at the moment, just doing it nice and easy, something that New South Wales have not been able to do all night.
Wally Lewis field goal, is it?
Why not? It's unsuccessful. Off Richards on there at the moment. Crowd starting to chant about Queensland. Clock's restarted. About a minute and 15 seconds unofficial time. Penalty to New South Wales. Incorrect feed to Murray. Want to get on with the job quickly. Price does. He takes the tap. They're not onside. They were offside. That's ridiculous. The referee has lost control of that situation. They would never back the required distance. Merlo. Wharton gets a kick in the mouth. McKinnon. Probably 40 seconds to go. Ray Price. There's Boyd at dummy half. Mortimer. Bad pass. Puts up a bomb. Izzard comes through. They all leap. Who's got it? Izzard's got it. It's been knocked on. Referee quite adamant about that. They've got to continue with the scrum and not look at the replay on that. Well, here we go. Oh, well, it's just a mess. We couldn't see it from there. Well, the bell's going to go any second now. Dying moments of the game. The hooter should go any minute. We reckon it's gone 15 seconds over. That's a second row feed. It's got to be a penalty. Price runs round, knocks it out of Murray's hands, takes the tap. Mortimer. Way to McKinnon. Got to keep the ball alive. There's the hooter. Referee's not heard it. Way to Price. The kick goes up in the air. Bowstead stands his ground, takes it well. It's a win to Queensland. And a deserving win. So the referee's finally heard it. Queensland come up with a win by 10 points to 5 over New South Wales team.